Well, billionaire Elon Musk is now sparking conversation online just 15 days ahead of Election Day, and he's pledging to give away $1 million a day to voters for signing his Political Action Committee's petition backing the Constitution. So Musk already gave out several checks over the weekend. Musk's America PAC petition now has also launched a tour in Pennsylvania aiming to register voters in support of Trump, whom Musk has endorsed. The committee is also pushing to persuade voters in other key states.
Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes joins us now as election experts raise questions and alarms about this giveaway.
And speaking of raising questions, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro says this is, quote, deeply concerning and is asking to be able to take a look at this. The big question, though, Khalif, is this legal or is this illegal?
I thought when you said speaking of questions, you're like, I got questions.
Oh,
well, guess
we
what?
always do.
Well, if you put, attorneys, they can't really agree on a lot of things, right?
Right.
You put 10 of them in a room, they'll agree on the 10 things, they'll disagree on 10 things, and it could all be on the same issue. On this one, I could say if I'm representing Elon Musk, I'm saying this is illegal. Why? Because I'm saying it is legal because I'm right there on that edge. I'm farly removed from folks that are registering to vote. I'm farly removed from folks that are voting. So I think what I'm doing is legal. Is it a little fishy? Is it really close? But I think that I'm not encouraging or forcing people to do it, and I'm not giving them money. If I'm representing the government who would bring a case like this, I'm saying this is illegal activity because it's going against federal prohibitions that discourage and make it illegal for you to pay people to register to vote or to vote. And I think that because you have this prerequisite to register to vote to even be able to participate, I would be arguing that it would be illegal. And so I think it falls into a gray area. Just like 99% of the other things that have happened throughout this election season, This is uncharted territory. This is something newfound that we haven't seen before where you're saying, hey, is this illegal? Isn't it illegal? We're right there at the line. This is one of the smartest folks in the room, in most of the rooms that he walks in. He's not going to walk himself into a landmine to say, hey, you know what, let me just randomly do something illegal. But it definitely seems really, really close.
He's a smart guy in the room, but he also probably has an entire team of attorneys behind him checking
that are even smarter.
Well. Yeah, exactly. And somehow they must all agree, right, Khalif? But you mentioned that this falls into a gray area. So if this is found to be illegal, big if, what kind of repercussions could Elon Musk or his PAC face?
I mean, the Department of Justice would bring, the prohibition against paying for votes or registering the people to vote. I mean, this is clear. It's codified in law, U.S. 10307. So he'd be looking at 5 years or a $10,000 fine. And so no one wants to go to prison for 1 day, let alone 5 years. And so talking about those smart folks in the room, oftentimes when you have these big type of scandals, thinking about the Enron one is the most recent one that I can think of, where you have all these intelligent people, but no one's saying anything to the person that's making the decision. That's what I'm hoping isn't happening here. But I really think it's one of those too close to call if it is really legal or illegal. And I mean, if it goes to the next administration and somehow likely former President Trump wins, do you think the Department of Justice that he is, managing or operating is going to bring charges against Elon Musk for doing this? I highly doubt it. And so, if anything, he's hedging on the candidate of his choice that I believe that he thinks this is a legal activity.
Yeah, I think he thinks it's just fun. I mean, that's what he was quoted as saying, hey, when you got that kind of money, you're going to be able to spend it like that.
Not?
Why not? I know people getting the checks are like, well, who doesn't want to be a millionaire?
I mean, he's already been given money throughout this whole process. In
like
these
75,
7 states, 75 million he's already dedicated to give to the Trump campaign, right, throughout this process. But he's also been in this 7 states, these swing states. He's saying if you register folks to vote, you refer folks to register to vote, I'll give you $100 in Pennsylvania. Some states he's giving them $47. So this has already been there. He just upped the ante and saying now I'll give you an opportunity if you're registered to vote to get $1 million. Yes, he likes fun. Yes, he likes challenging. He's a former Democrat that suddenly swifted and shifted once he recognized that the Democratic Party wasn't supporting him in the manner that he wanted. And so this is saying I'll put my money where my mouth is and I'll ensure that I support my candidates. So campaign funding on a whole different level.
All right, Khalif Rhodes, appreciate your insight.